Yeah, that's right. That's right. Terry Williams in the house tonight, and also in the day. Truth is, Terry Williams never goes away. Everybody knows. Beyond the Bubble podcast. It happens quick, so you better listen fast. Here we go again, doing what we do. This podcast is just for you.
Hey,
Yeah.
what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Bubbles, the podcast about comics, anime, pop culture, and all that entails. I, of course, am Terry Williams, and you might have heard a little different theme music there. It's from my guest today, Mr. Gary Anthony Williams. Sir, how are you?
I'm so confused, Terry. I thought this was a freestyle rap podcast, so I tuned into the wrong podcast.
Obviously, because
I'm
that passed me long ago.
Well, I certainly hope you were enjoying my freestyle flow, Terry.
Absolutely. So, for those of you who may not know who this gentleman is,
They're idiots, Terry, if that's even possible.
that's what I was thinking.
Terry, I'm in their homes, like literally, I'm under their crawl spaces. I'm peeking in windows. I'm looking down. There's a lot of breaking and entering, B&E as we call it in my community. I'm there. So if they don't know me, I know them.
Exactly.
I know their body wash they choose. I know everything about them.
Intimate details.
There's a lot of illegal stuff I'm doing.
See, hey, it happens. So, on a serious note, this, of course, is the voice of Uncle Ruckus.
Hold on, Terry.
Oh,
if somebody tuned in for a serious note in this podcast, they're messed up.
That's true.
This
That's
is
true.
not.
They
this
know
is
me,
not,
and they obviously know you.
Yeah, this is not going to work well.
So, Uncle Ruckus, other things such as I know you as Smart Brother, Undercover Brother.
Sure.
You permeate pop culture as a whole. One of my biggest questions for you that I've, knowing your catalog of work, which is huge, is how did you get started? What made you? I know you have a Shakespearean background too, correct?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I used to work for years at the Georgia Shakespeare Festival. Georgia Shakespeare. I did a lot of Shakespeare. I actually got into acting. There's always these things on the internet that you never know is true. One says I got into acting because of a computer error in high school, and that is 100% true. I
Really?
signed up for some other class. It put me in an acting class. I was too lazy to get out of it. And then I got in it, and it was just stupid fun. I was like, wait. I could do this and get an A. I'm in. So that's how I got into acting, like literally a computer error.
Really?
In high school, yeah.
I'm
waiting, Terry, for a computer error to get me out of acting. So sooner or later, that's going to happen. I'm going to get some message that says you must now leave Hollywood, and then I'll go back to Fayetteville, Georgia.
Right. So there's a lot of people who claim to be the hardest working man in television or whatever, but your resume is huge, like 250 some odd credits for everything that you've done and been in, and it's insane. What do you do for fun?
Well, first of all, luckily I do have a job that is fun. So what I do when I'm not working, what do I do? I hike a lot. I play disc golf a lot.
Oh,
I head up to wine country with my girlfriend when we have a chance to do that. When my son's in town out of college, I hang out with that guy. So I make sure that I seek joy in life, Terry. So I don't try to bog myself down with too much,
right.
too serious, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. So wine country, are you talking Santa Rosa type area?
I have been to Santa Rosa. Stayed at the lovely Vintner's Inn in Santa Rosa. Now, if you're ever in Santa Rosa and you're looking for a place to lay your head, try the Vintner's Inn in beautiful Santa Rosa, California. I was up in Santa Rosa on tour with Who's Line Anyway. They have a show called Who's Live.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first time I ever went to Santa Rosa. But in general, we like to hang out in Paso Robles.
Okay.
And I don't have a free ad to do for them. I'm sorry.
Sure. And the reason I mentioned Santa Rosa is because I was there twice last year. So
now, did you stay at the lovely Vintner's Inn in beautiful Santa Rosa, California, right off the freeway, but close to your heart?
Unfortunately, I did not.
Oh.
No, I didn't. Sorry. I didn't know about it, but now I will. Now I will.
Yeah.
Now I will. So this is something that there was someone like you, how do you go between the voice acting, the movie roles, the television? How do you keep that straight, and what's the difference between?
Here's so years ago, when I was out here in Cali, but like you said, I do a lot. I do movies, I do TV, I do voice over, I do animation, voiceover, commercial, and I also narrate a TV show, a music show called Unsung
Mhm.
on television. So it was very confusing until the advent of the Google Calendar. And here's how my day works, Terry. My agents will stick something in my Google Calendar, and then I'll go to an email and go, okay, yeah, cool. I'm good for that. I literally follow my calendar. I just, if it
Okay.
wasn't for that calendar, I would have zero idea what I'm doing. And they have free access to put in there whatever they want, so it doesn't overlap. The on camera side doesn't overlap too much with the voiceover side. And if it does, then luckily they all work together and straighten that stuff out.
Right. So with I know from some knowledge that for like I know for TV, movies, it's an audition, that kind of thing. Is it the same way for voice actors? Do you audition
Oh
for the
yeah.
role?
Oh yeah. Some stuff you're lucky enough to get handed your way. Some.
Mhm.
But the overwhelming majority is auditioning. I had an audition right before. So I'm sitting at home in a big metal box right now. I have a booth in my home, so I don't have to go out and audition anymore. Not only audition, but all my jobs are also from home now.
Oh, very
It's
good.
rare that I leave home for a voiceover job. Um, so yeah, mostly I would say the overwhelming majority is audition. There's some stuff that just comes in as a straight offer from people you've worked with a lot.
Mhm.
I just got one of those jobs, a new cartoon I just started last week. But the majority of it is same thing, auditioning. I do have the fortune now of having been in this business for a minute. And I use that word loosely, Terry. It's been more than 1 minute. Let's not be an ass here. Uh, Having been in it for a while, at least I get put on the shorter list now. So I'm uh, I'm not competing with everybody on everything. It is a shorter list that I'm on, but yeah, I audition, man, just like the rest of the world.
Right, so for I gotta mention it because it is your to me, it's your iconic role, Uncle Ruckus. Did that just fall into place? Were you given the role? Was it made for you, or did you audition for that?
So that was great. First of all, I I always I love comics in the newspapers. I read comics every time I have a newspaper in front of my face. In fact, I have a my best Christmas gift this year was my girlfriend gave me this thing called Funny Pages, which is just a bunch of comics that comes every month or every other month to my house. So I always read the comics, and in the comics was the Boondocks. Fell in love with it long ago. Started buying all the comic books of the
Mhm.
Boondocks. And then my agent, Natanya, one day called and said, "Hey, there's this comic called The Boondocks." I was like, "I know it, love it, read it every single day." And she said, "They're having an audition." And I said, "Yes, I want to audition for every male role in there." So when I went into audition, I auditioned for Granddad that John Witherspoon played,
Mhm.
Huey and Riley that Regina King played, Tom that Cedric Yarbrough, my buddy, played. So I auditioned for all the male roles, and then there was one new male role that wasn't in the comic strip yet, but was going to be new to the TV show, and that was Uncle Ruckus. And that was the last thing I auditioned for, and they described him to me. I was like, "Oh, okay." I grew up in the South, and my dad had some questionable friends who would come over on the weekends who were black men who seemed not to really care that much for other black people. And so I just kind of stole their vibe, a lot of their vibe. I kind of made a conglomerate of these odd, seemingly racist black men who did not like other black folks. So yeah, that was a straight up audition. And I remember as I was reading that audition, I remember Aaron Magruder sitting at the back of the room. And I remember him like kind of sitting up straighter in his chair and cocking his head a little bit to the side and looking at me. That was maybe one of the only times, only twice in my life have I left an audition going, "Hey, I think I got that one."
Mhm.
Because usually you don't know. You don't know exactly what people are looking for. My job, like I said earlier, I seek joy. My job is always just to go in and have as much fun as I possibly can. Because if it's not fun for me, I don't want to be doing it, to be honest with you, Terry.
Right, yeah. That's exactly how I feel with my job is I get to interview fun people like you, I get to sell comics and just kinda have fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly.
Do you
You know,
think America's wondering if we're twin brothers, the Terry and Gary Williams? Do you think?
obviously, man,
Okay.
the resemblance is uncanny, you know.
I think the resemblance is actually canny on this.
Right,
And
right,
I
canny.
don't know I don't know the difference between canny and uncanny. I will admit I have no idea which is what, but I
Right,
think the resemblance might be canny, if that is a thing to say.
right.
I
I
hope it
mean, we
is.
have the majority of it down, last name Williams,
We got
both
that.
man, both of African American descent, so there's that.
Yeah, yeah, and we're
Yeah.
bearded. We
Yeah, and
bearded.
we're bearded, bald.
I am I need to shave my head. I got a little hair growing, but I will
Yeah.
try to shave that within the next 2 days.
See, I knew that I was doing this interview, so I shaved mine, or I would have had a little
No,
bit.
no,
And
you did
then
the
we
right.
really would have looked alike.
Oh my gosh. You did the right thing. You came in like looking like you wanna look good on camera. I came in, I wanted people to go, "Man, is he even working? What's going on with that guy now? I have concerns about Gary Anthony Williams now."
Yeah, okay.
That was what I wanted to do with this interview.
Is he even working with all of
Is he?
your so, obviously, you like comedy better, but you were also
I love them both. And to be honest with you, it's one of those weird things. So when I was living in Atlanta, Terry, on camera, I mostly played bad guys, and bad guys in Atlanta was threatening white men, threatening a white lady or threatening a white man. I was
Mhm.
always the bad guy. I was always thug number two or drug dealer or chasing down Marky Post and then beating her car with a baseball bat. I always play those kind of roles. Then when I moved to LA, the first thing I booked was the Amanda Show, which was the Amanda Bynes sketch comedy show, and immediately after that was Malcolm in the Middle. And
Mhm.
after I booked those 2, then everybody goes, "Oh, he's a comedy guy." So, that's LA is very narrow-minded. They'll pigeonhole like, "Oh, that's what he does. He does comedy. Got it." So, in Atlanta, it was more dramatic, especially with the Shakespeare and theater background. And then I moved to LA. The first things I booked were comedy. So then, Hollywood leaned into comedy, and I don't mind playing any of it. So I wouldn't say even I like playing comedy better. It's just what's hitting for me right now.
Okay, makes sense, because I know that you've been on Boston Legal,
Yeah,
and you were on, like, one of my favorite sketch comedy shows, Mad TV, which I absolutely loved that
I
series.
actually did not do Mad TV.
You didn't do Mad TV? What was it you
Uh,
did? You did
m-
Mad
I did.
what?
There. Okay. Hey, good point, my friend. I did a show called Mad,
Right.
which is actually an animated show of Mad Magazine. A lot
Right.
of the same artists from Mad Magazine, and it was like I would play, I don't know, 7 or 8 different characters per episode in that animated show. But it wasn't Mad TV, it was actually, literally just called Mad,
Okay.
but l based on Mad Magazine. But I will take your kudos
Yeah, well,
in
sorry
putting
about
me on
that.
Mad TV. I ain't mad
I
at
know it
you.
was Mad, so I just saw Mad, and I was like, "What?" But I
Yeah.
was thinking but I watched Mad TV a lot, and I was like, "I don't
Like, where
remember
was
seeing you
he?
on there." Yeah, I was like, "What?"
I was
Yeah,
dressed as my friend Phil
Phil
Lamar the
Lamar.
whole
Yeah,
time.
Phil
Yeah.
Lamar, yeah. Yeah, I was like
I do a live show right now with Phil Lamar though. Uh, so if you're ever in LA, there's a show called The Black Version, which is all black improv comedians, and then the
Mhm.
audience gives us a typically white movie, say Barbie, and then we improvise the black version of that white movie. So
Wow.
Phil and I, and just a stellar cast, we've been doing that show now for 13 years in LA.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Okay, I'll have to get out that way and come see you. Say
yeah.
"I wanna see,
We'll
my
send
cousin."
We'll send a private, plane for you. We're all extremely wealthy, and we have 0 common sense. So, we have no problem sending a private
That's
plane for you.
I will keep that in the back of the Rolodex for sure.
Okay.
Um, so what are you currently working on?
Let's
That you
see.
can tell us anyway, that you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
tell us.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'm gonna only tell you the things that I can't tell you. Right now, I can't actually talk about that one. I am doing a new show on Amazon called Second Best Hospital in the Galaxy. I am doing a show called Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur for kids on Disney.
Yes.
Another show on Disney called
You're the
Hey.
dad in that, correct? Moon Girl,
I
Devil
Yeah,
Dinosaur? You're
I'm
yeah,
her granddad. Yep,
yeah,
I'm her
right,
granddad in
okay.
that. Play Pops. Another Disney show called Haley's on It, and I play this little AI teddy bear named Beta. Those are the ones that I can speak on right now, and I have
Okay.
several brand new things coming out. Then in the TV world, I'm recurring in Night Court. I just
Mhm.
did about 8 episodes of that. They brought Night Court back. And the last movie I did is something that you can still see. I got to find out where you can see it, which is called Outlaw Johnny Black, which was written by Michael Jai White, who did Black Dynamite.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it's a black comedy western
Okay.
that I'm in. It's fantastically funny.
Because you were
So
in weren't you in the Black Dynamite animated?
I was. That's where
Yes.
I met. I wasn't in the movie, the live action. Then I met Michael Jai White during the black animated, and he is a very loyal human being. When he works with you, if he likes you, he will go, "Hey man, we'll work together again." And he's true to it. He's one of those guys, he's not auditioning you. He already knows you, he already likes you, and then you're part of his team, which is fantastic.
Yeah, that would be yeah, that's what I would really hope for from the comic aspect, which I have to get that in there, the comic book aspect, not the comic stand-up comic aspect.
Mhm.
He was no, he did Spawn way
Yeah,
back when,
exactly.
and
Exactly.
they're hopefully they'll do another Spawn animated series. If so, then wow, maybe you could be a character in
Yeah.
that. It'd be
I
really
will
cool.
fight normally I fight people for roles, but it's not a good idea to fight Michael Jai White,
Yeah, yeah, probably not.
because he is multi black belted in many disciplines of the martial arts.
Yeah,
So,
he's quite the guy.
I will still fight him. I mean, I hope it's one of those fights where if I lose against you, I get the role, other than if I win against you, because I'm not gonna beat him.
Right,
Uh, but I will fight him for the role, and
right,
hopefully it'll be if whoever loses wins. You know
exactly.
how that Terry, you know how Hollywood works. It's all about fighting for roles.
Yes,
Fighting.
absolutely, all about
Fist
fighting
fist
to the death.
fisticuffs. Yep, a lot of
Yeah.
to the death, a lot of
Yeah,
to the death.
yeah. So for the you pervade pop culture, you really do, and all the things that you've touched as far I mean, you've been in roles, I mean, in franchises such as Star Wars, some of the animated stuff, you've been in
Yep,
some Marvel stuff, some DC stuff.
yeah,
You've also touched things like Invincible and The Boys, which are really huge right now. The Boys Diabolical, not The Boys live action, but the
right.
animated. Um,
I'm about to
I know
do another Invincible very soon.
really?
Yeah, wait.
Yes.
You know what? You may Is this live?
No.
Okay.
No, it'll be
I
it'll
don't know if they've mentioned that more are coming, so we better check that before. And if it's fine to say, then let it roll, buddy.
Right.
But I actually
Yeah,
don't know if I
yeah,
should be
Josh will
saying that.
check it and make sure Josh will edit it and make sure that
Oh,
that's good.
and also, Terry, when you asking me about some stuff I'm doing now, when I moved to LA, I've always been a big fan of cartoons, and I remember moving to LA, and I never watched the Rugrats before, and just sitting there as a grown man watching Rugrats,
Mhm.
and Rugrats is back now, and I've been doing a lot of those episodes of Rugrats too. So
It
I didn't,
is.
yeah. So I did not want to with the same cast, same people playing Tommy Pickles and all of that good stuff. So
Really?
yeah,
Who
so
who
I
did
did
you who are you playing? Who
I
did
I
you
play different characters in there.
Okay, okay.
I don't have a regular role. I just get to play, the ancillary characters coming in and out of their world.
That's huge.
I
Okay.
have played There's one character I played a lot in there. His name is Hal, but, it's just different people coming in and out of their world.
Right. Okay. Very, very cool.
Yeah,
This is it meant so do you do, I know I met you at Comic Conroe down in,
yeah.
Conroe, Texas. Do you
Beautiful
do a lot
Conroe, Texas.
Yeah, the Mecca.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of the convention circuit?
I never did him, Phil Lamar, his name keeps coming up
Mhm. Of
out of
course.
my mouth. It it keeps coming up like undigested food. I keep saying Phil Lamar. I never did any until the strike hit in LA. So when
Mhm.
the strike hit, I went in full hustle mode. I grew up as a very poor boy, Terry, and I have very little pride, but I do need to pay my bills.
Right.
Um, so I just went into full hustle mode, man. I started teaching voiceover online, which was really fun, but very time consuming.
Mhm.
So I would take as many students as I could handle, and then I would do a cutoff. And Phil had been talking to me for years about doing some conventions, and I never did them, uh, primarily only because my son was home, and I did not wanna spend I loved hanging out with my child, and I did not wanna spend any free time that I possibly could hang out with him on the road. So once he went off to college and then the strike hit, I had time for all of that stuff. So I was like, "Let me try it." So I did the first one in Bakersfield, California last year when the strike first hit, and
Mhm.
now I've been doing them a lot. I just did, GalaxyCon in Richmond. I'll be back in Texas doing one pretty soon, actually.
Awesome.
I can look up the name of it. I have a
Yeah, would
telephone in front of me.
oh, would love because 'cause I'm doing a lot as well, so I may run into you again.
I'm
So how do you like it? How do you what's the
I love it, but I will tell you the drawback. Well, travel can be weird because I've been
Mhm,
shooting that TV show, Night Court. So a lot of times I would finish shooting on a Friday around 10:30 and then head straight to the airport, get on a red eye, hope that I can sleep on my red eye,
mhm.
so I can start the convention the very next day. But
Wow.
I love it, man. So I'm gonna be at, Hill Country Comic-Con in Braunfels, Texas?
New Braunfels. Yes, I'm
New
trying to get
Braunfels,
in there.
okay.
There's a kind of a waiting list, so I'm trying to get in there and see, but may not get to, but I may come down and just say
Throw my
hi
name
anyway.
around, tell
Oh,
them that
yeah,
tell them
absolutely.
you're me. Tell them you're
Yeah.
me.
Oh, good. I
You
mean,
may have to
Gary
wear some may have to wear some blackface makeup. I mean, you're pretty light-skinned black dude, Terry. So you may have to darken it up a little
but
bit.
man, but honestly, don't we all look alike?
According to them,
According to them.
who
And it's Terry and
whoev
Gary, so who knows?
yeah. What's
We're
your middle name, by the way?
Wayne.
Yeah, you have to change that up a little
I
bit.
know, Terry Anthony Williams and Gary Anthony Williams. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just change it. Makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
Okay, I don't care.
Perfect. Easy,
Yeah.
easy.
I'll give you my bank account numbers.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, dude, I
Well,
look,
you don't want mine. You don't want mine, so,
you don't know what I want in life, Terry.
yeah, right? Okay.
Don't go judging me about what I want or what I
Sir,
don't
yes,
want.
sir. So, when you're at the conventions, like in Conroe, I noticed you were
Oh, so
being
I'm sorry, you did ask me a question, and I
yeah,
failed to finish the
no,
answer.
no.
Uh, do I like them? Absolutely. The toughest parts are that weird travel when I have to take the red
Mhm,
eye thing, and the fact that I as I said, I seek joy.
mhm,
So I wanna make sure that everybody who comes up to my table has a good time. So
yep,
I spend a lot of time as Uncle Ruckus cussing 98% out of all the cartoons I do. 98% of what everybody wants is Uncle Ruckus, and they want Uncle Ruckus to either roast them or roast a friend of theirs. And they want they look, he is a racist. He is a funny racist son of a gun, much
yes.
like the president. He's a funny racist. He's a funny. Yeah, I said it. And I hope each of your audience members calls me Terry. I stand behind my words. So I am all weekend long, Terry. You've seen it your damn self. I am Uncle Ruckus. I'm talking to them Chinese folks. I'm talking to them Negroes. I'm talking to them Mexicans and them Lithuanians. And praise white Jesus. I love it when the white folks come up and talk. So all weekend, I am for 8 hours a day or however long those things are,
Yes.
I am in I am in and out of Ruckus all weekend, just having a very good time.
Absolutely. You just answered my second question, which was going to be, I noticed when you were there at Conroe, everyone was asking for Uncle Ruckus.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was asking for Uncle Ruckus. So I was like, okay, that do you
Yeah, I
ever
mean
get tired of that?
nope, no,
No?
nope, uh-uh. And I had 0 idea of the popularity of the character. I
Mhm.
mean, in truth, he is more popular now than when we were making new episodes of the show.
Yes.
Um And my son, when he went to college, he said one time, everybody knows who Uncle Ruckus is. And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "No, everybody knows that character, Dad."
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever, buddy." And and then when I went out the first time and took all the pictures of all the cartoon, there's Batman, the movie, and Batman the TV show, and all of this stuff. Most of them, Uncle Ruckus, because they follow him. They follow me on TikTok doing Uncle Ruckus, but more than that, there are all these Uncle Ruckus memes and boondocks scenes and all of this stuff out there that it just never died, and it just as someone once said, famous in Star Wars, I'm stronger in death than I was in real life. So that's how it
Yeah.
is. And now I don't get tired of it ever.
Good,
My
good.
voice gets tired
Yes.
by the
Yeah.
end of the convention, so I try not to book any work the day I return, so to give
Mhm.
myself a day of vocal rest.
Sure.
But no, I don't get tired of it, man. It's so fun for me to play that character.
Mhm. And then the other character that I wanna talk to you about, just because I love the character, is Smart Brother. That
Yes,
Yep, Undercover Brother is one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't know why I laughed. I think
it's
it's because
it.
the whole plot is fried chicken. They're getting to us with through
Yeah,
fried chicken, which is an obvious way to get to us.
yeah. Well, even though I haven't had fried chicken in maybe 80 since 87 to 89, I hear your words.
Yes.
Uh, that movie still holds up.
Mhm.
Um, that was a weird case. So the origin story of it is I had actually written a this was just weird. I thought somebody was trying to steal something from me. I had written a pilot called Big Brother Undercover, which was when I weighed like at that time I probably weighed like 380 pounds. So I had written this pilot for myself with my friend Navan. And then one day I get a call from someone, Nichelle Protho is her name, and he's like, "Hey, um, I'm doing this cartoon called Undercover Brother." I was like, "Wait, what?" And I thought she had stole my idea.
Right.
And then she told me what it was about, and I was like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "Will you come and audition for one of the roles in Undercover Brother?" And I said, "I'll audition for all of the roles." So I go down, and it was an internet cartoon. I auditioned for and here's who I wound up playing in the cartoon. I wound up playing Undercover Brother, the Chief, and the enemy, the Man. Undercover Brother, the Chief, and the Man. I don't think I played Smart Brother, and I may have played Conspiracy Brother, either me
Okay.
or James Mathis. So I was like 4 or 5 characters in this cartoon. It was with this place called Urban Entertainment, and then Imagine and Urban hooked up, and they said, "Hey, we're going to make it into a movie." And I asked for an audition, and they were like, "Yeah, yeah, we'll get you an audition," and then they didn't. I had originated the character in the
Mhm.
cartoon, and they would not give me an audition for the movie. And one day, the director of the movie, Malcolm Lee, who is Spike Lee's nephew, just happened to be there when I was doing the record, and he goes, "Wait, hey, you're the guy. You do great work as the voice of Undercover Brother." And I was like, "Thanks, man." He's like, "The other characters too." I was like, "Thanks." I was like, I want to get an audition. I'm not asking for a job. He's like, "Oh, call my people. I'll get you one." So the people I originated it with, they couldn't get me an audition. But then the director got me in the room with everybody. And that's how I got the role. Um,
Nice.
it's so fun, dude. So
Yeah.
fun.
And
Dave
that's the
Chappelle,
Yeah, that Yep.
funniest person I could ever imagine being in a room with.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I see that and you're like, "Okay, he's great." You've also been, on Key and Peele, correct?
Oh yeah. So in that group I mentioned earlier, the black version in Georgia that was sending that private plane for you to come and
Mhm.
see,
Yes.
they were in the black version when we started 13 years ago,
Really?
and then and then they sold their television show. Also, part of that group, it started on the internet. Jordan Black had created these black versions of Grease on the internet. Octavia Spencer was also part of that whole thing on the internet with the black version. And when they moved to stage, Key and Peele were part of it. Then they had to go do their TV show. But great guests are always coming in there. Maya Rudolph, she's guested with us a few times. Wayne Brady guested with us a lot. Both Jordan and Keegan of Key and Peele have come back and done multiple live versions of the show with us. We've done it
Nice.
at the Kennedy Center in DC. It's just a great show.
Yeah, that's a lot of talent. That's a
Oh, yeah.
lot of talent.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And so on top of your acting, you also direct and write,
Yeah.
correct?
Mhm.
Gee, you
My writing partner and I have been working together for years. We sold a kid show to NBC Universal a few years ago called Life Hacks for Kids on the Road. Started out as an internet thing with a daughter of a friend of mine. Her name is Sunny. So Sunny started on the internet, and then it was the biggest thing that DreamWorks TV had on the internet, and then we sold it to them as a television show, and sold a movie to Lionsgate. called "I Own You." Uh, Never got made, but they paid us for the script, and then
Mhm.
it was a comedy. They wanted it as a drama, and so basically they're still sitting on that. But
So
yeah,
that
I
was
write
the private
write.
jet money. That was the private jet money from that?
No, no, no. That's just from my own funds. Don't worry
Oh,
about.
oh,
No,
oh,
you
okay.
need to stop worrying about how I'm flying you down there. Stop worrying about where the money comes from, and just accept your seat on the pilot's lap, because you'll
Absolutely.
you'll
Oh.
you will be sitting on the pilot's lap, so you can get the best view possible.
Oh my goodness. You you are everything I thought you would be that you were at Conroe, you are actually this. This is just you feel like you're talking to just Gary Anthony Williams, not his
That
persona or his representative, just him.
I'm me, or I am pretty much this all the time. If anybody's expecting anything else, they're gonna be sad. I'm me, because man, I I have no time in this world to not enjoy myself. And I like people. So I'm always me.
Yeah. Well, you are in the perfect field for that. You touch and again, you when I came back and I told, the guy, especially Josh, my producer, I was like, "Hey, I think I'm gonna be able to get Gary Anthony Williams on it." He was like, "Uncle Ruckus?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, Uncle
And
Ruckus."
is he a white man?
He is kinda sorta Asian,
Oh,
'cause
never mind,
yeah,
never
he's
mind.
a
No,
little bit of
I don't want I want nothing to do with him now that you told me
Oh,
that
he
there's
said it's
an
fine.
Asian.
He said it's fine. He
No,
said it's
no,
fine.
if there's some Asian in him, I want nothing to do with him. Now, if he was just an all full-blown white man, oh, Lord have mercy, what a joy it would be doing this for him. But now I know he part Asian. Oh, I don't trust him no more with them with their damn TikToks and their Temus. I don't trust a damn thing out of 'em.
Oh my gosh. This has been this this has been as fun as I thought it would be. Um, I definitely wanna thank you. I know you're a busy man as man, we've entailed. You've got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of future things. Is there anything that you wanna mention coming up that you have that you want people to go look at, see, whatever, where you're gonna be
Well
live?
well,
Anything?
definitely check out Outlaw Johnny Black,
Okay.
100% for sure.
Okay.
And then, yeah, keep an eye on my IMDb, because I do have some great new cartoons coming up that you really need to get hip to. That I am so sad I can't even mention them. And then just the new stuff like Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, which is a Marvel Disney
Mhm.
project. It's so fun for kids, and so is Haley's on it. And the one I also mentioned, Second Best Hospital in the Galaxy. I think that's on Amazon Prime.
Cool.
So, yeah, check those things out, and then follow me on Instagram, Gary Anthony Williams, and TikTok for however long that's going to be around. Thank you, Asian man in the corner over there. So follow me on those, Gary Anthony Williams on Instagram and the Gary Anthony Williams on the TikToks. So I try to keep that updated as to where and when I'm going to be anywhere.
Awesome. And, if you I will try to get down to Hill Country Comic Con just to, come by, say hi, maybe do a quick little, TikTok or something like that with you is, you
Cool.
know, keep in keep in touch and know that you have an open forum here whenever you want it. Just say, "Hey, I wanna come on." Love to
So
have you on anytime.
I
They
would
do
love to just come on and complain about everything.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, after
Uh,
dude, you gonna come on and complain after the election because there will be a
uh,
lot to complain about, I'm sure.
what will I literally hope you're wrong, sir. Oh, and
So do I.
by the way, I have to say this. I get so many comments on like TikTok, because I'm gonna try in my booth here, see if I can pull this guy over here. Hold on. My cutout of Uncle Ruckus. Let me see if I can get him on camera. Hold on, things are bumbling around here. Oh yeah, oh there he is
There
right
he
there.
is.
Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Negroes and white folks? Actually, white folks, can you hear me? Uh, I get so many comments of, "Oh man, Gary, you just ain't going straight up Uncle Ruckus now," and like his politics and social beliefs are the opposite of me. I need to make sure that everybody knows that. So as far as the election goes this year, no. I hope I'm not I hope Donald Trump just come in there and sweep the flow up with that white man. No, no, no. I'm going straight for Biden. Joe Biden ain't a damn thing. Look, Donald Trump is more than the president. He is the king. He's the king of the world. Okay, see, No, there's no such thing. He the king. He can do whatever the hell he wants. Okay, no. So no, I am the opposite of that guy who just leaned into the microphone back
Okay.
then. I'm ridiculously liberal, Terry, and let your audience know it.
Unapologetically.
That word.
That
Yeah,
word, right.
I wasn't right there.
Mr. Williams, I certainly appreciate you spending your time with me.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. And man, again, go follow him at all of his IGs, his his TikTok, as long as it's up. Who knows how long it's going to be. And again, go out, subscribe, follow, like this video, all the others. We're on YouTube at Beyond the Bubbles. We are also on TikTok. We're on X. We're on Spotify, iTunes, anywhere podcasts are found, we're there. So go like, subscribe, follow.
Now, Terry, is there going to be music that goes out at the end of your podcast too? I mean, do I need to freestyle again? How does this work?
Whichever you want. Do you want when we normally don't have outro music? We can do outro music and you can freestyle over it.
No. I just want to be part of whatever you guys are doing over there, you know. And that
hold on, Josh is actually keying up some music now. This guy. The Asian guy.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's gonna be some Asian music.
I showed it. Like it's gonna be some of that rickshaw music. Okay. Here's music to pull you along down the streets with as you sit down in your rickshaw. Thank you, Josh.
Here we go.
And
maybe I'll do a little ruckus freestyle on this one. Here we go now. I said, here we go. Hope you enjoyed the show. We talked about a lot of stuff, so much more. We talked about Josh, that Asian man. He can do Asian things like an Asian man can. And Terry, that Terry W. Pardon me, fellas. I hope I don't trouble you. I know that he's a black man, but he look white. And to me, that's a hell of all right. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't you know, we'll see you next time on the Beyond the Bubble Show. Hey!